Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So today's the big day. Today's the big day, all right. And we are in rally mode already. Bitcoin is flying. And I guess tonight we'll see who is the big winner. What I do know is this. All of us in crypto, in Bitcoin, we're ready to big winners. But I guess we'll see who becomes president tonight. All right, let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the rally, the upcoming rally, and more. All right, let's do it. Welcome, 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 guys. Look at what's happening right now. Look at right before the stream, or right before the market open. Look at what's happening right now. We're getting a good old pump, good old fashioned pump right before the stream. We are at 69,600, closing in at 70,000 once again. You know, this happens every single time. I've been extremely bullish once again. And I've been saying, like, all this volatility, right? Like, all this is really to shake out the lettuce hands, the weak hands, and really to just wipe out the longs, the leverage. You know, all this volatility recently, really to just wipe out the longs. You know, all this is to wipe out both sides, to wipe out the shorts and longs, really. These are all distractions, getting rid of people while the steady hands, the diamond hands, the long-term holders, and now the institutions continue to load up and accumulate in DCA, because ultimately we know Bitcoin is going to go higher, which is why I've been making this point. It really doesn't matter who wins. I know a lot of people think, oh, it has to be Trump, and that's the only way Bitcoin's will go up. No, just look at what Bitcoin has been doing the last, 15 years? And there has been in different administrations, different parties that's been leading. But Bitcoin continues to go higher because it really doesn't matter. And here's the reason: because it doesn't matter who's in power. We still have to deal with corruption. We still have to deal with overprinting, overspending, our national deficit going up through the roof. And all of these things lead to the creation of Bitcoin. And that's why we have more and more people turning to it every single day. And that's why Bitcoin is strong as ever. And I don't think that's ever going to change. And that's why Bitcoin is at where it's at now, 100x higher than last time Trump ran and became president. It still boggles my mind to this day. And I know I've been in crypto for a long time, and I should not be boggled by this. But last time Trump ran and became president in 2016, Bitcoin was $680. We are 100x higher now in 2024. That's just crazy to me, guys. That is absolutely crazy. That was only 8 years ago. Man, this is the power of Bitcoin. This is the power of crypto. 100x. Imagine another 8 years. Another 8 years from now. U.S. market is opening up in the green. That is good. You got MicroStrategy up a staggering 8% today. That is awesome. What else is there? Coinbase up 2%. And then you got Nvidia up, Tesla up. Today's up. Everything's up today so far, including Bitcoin, right? We're almost back up to 70,000. So it's pretty good. Some prediction right now. Some polls. You guys love polls. Nate Silver's final 2024 election prediction. Harris wins 50%. It's like 50-50, but still, right now, 50 to 49.6. Popular vote, Harris. Electoral vote, Harris. Predicted popular vote, Harris. So that's according to Nate Silver's final 2024 election update. And then I just randomly found this site, 2070 to win. This does not have all the states. It has probably like half of them, right? And there's really no surprise. You have the red states, you have the blue states, and I don't see anything really flipping one way or another. But, you know, if you tally this up right now, I guess, you know, it's in line with, I guess. But, you know, polls are not very accurate. You know, it depends on who's polling, who's making the polls. And, you know, like, I don't even really know how they do these polls. Like, I don't really know, because they're not even supposed to know the numbers. Like, I really don't know how they come up with these polls ahead of time, really. So, who knows? Tonight is when we will find out. Okay, tonight we will find out. Well, Jim Cramer thinks he knows. Jim Cramer says market action suggests traders expect a Harris win. And we know that inverse Cramer tends to be right 100% of the time. So if this is any indication, then that means a market action is expecting a Trump win. So maybe inverse Cramer is right all along. So I guess we will see based on this prediction. What else is there? When previous presidential election results were called, this was the last 8 of them. Winner projected by AP 4 days after the election. Yeah, that was no good. 1 day after the election, that was for Trump, and then Barack on election day for both times, and then conceded 1 day after election, conceded 36 days after election. That was with Al Gore, and then Bill Clinton was on election day. Man, the Al Gore one was 36 days, a full month after election day. Well, I guess that's the one that went back to Florida. That was crazy. Anyways, let's see what happens tonight. So we are, I guess, technically, we're in the calm before the storm, right? Bitcoin volatility stalls ahead of the election. I mean, you could say that, but, you know, Bitcoin's coming up really strong, right? I would say this is pretty good volatility. Yesterday, like I said, we dropped down for no apparent reason. The market makers, the exchanges wiped out more longs, right? We're right back to where we're supposed to be, like right under $70,000. We're not back up to 74,000 yet, but the way we're moving, we could certainly be up there right afterwards. You know, we're not too far off. I've been showing a lot of charts recently. October ended in double-digit greens. November and December are supposed to be even better. If you look at the charts, every single time after a halving year, every single election year, every single time election is over, Bitcoin starts pumping to the moon. Is it going to be different this time? Who knows? Maybe it is. But if you're a betting man and you go by history, well, then there's no reason to think otherwise. It shouldn't be different. History doesn't repeat, but it tends to rhyme. And with Bitcoin, it tends to rhyme a lot, especially when you have the big boys this time really leading the way. Now, yesterday, I did show this. It was a very, very brutal, massive outflow day on the ETFs from everyone except one person or one fund, that is BlackRock. While everyone else was panic selling like little you know what the word I was going to say, except Larry Fink. He's like, while you little bees sell your Bitcoin, I'm not going to be selling, I'm going to be buying. That's actually quite amazing, okay? While everyone else was selling hundreds of billions of Bitcoin, BlackRock actually managed to still buy $38 million of the Bitcoin. I mean, Fidelity sold 170 million. ARK sold 140 million. Grayscale combined sold 150 million. Everyone, all the lettuce hands, sold hundreds of millions. And BlackRock is like, okay, you know what? You guys sell your Bitcoin. I'm going to continue to accumulate. So the true believers, they understand. And I'm not saying Larry Fink is, is a saint, is the Bitcoin saint. No, he has probably worse intentions for Bitcoin, right? But I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't even know my point about Larry Fink. Well, he's definitely not a lettuce hands. That's for sure. He has diamond hands, and he's gonna continue to eat up the supply as much as he can. Kind of like Saylor. Saylor and Larry Fink probably have different intentions, but the true power, the true believers, the long-term holders, the guys that will not just sell whenever there's a little panic, they will continue to accumulate no matter what, and they will be rewarded. They will be rewarded handsomely. And the reason why Bitcoin continues to go up, no matter what, I know a lot of people are like panicking that maybe Harris wins and Bitcoins go crash and we're going to not have a bull run. The reason why we will have a bull run, the reason why we will continue to go up is because Bitcoin is scarce and our government in the U.S., and I know a lot of you guys are not from the U.S., you're from the UK, Australia, Asia, wherever you may be. It's the same all around. We know that. Governments around the world can't be trusted, especially with money. They're not looking out for your best interest. They tax the hell out of you because ultimately every government around the world is broke. Every government has insane deficits. Okay, and every government around the world continues to spend outrageously, continues to borrow money by issuing more bonds, and continues to print more money when they can't collect enough taxes or borrow enough money. And it's an endless vicious cycle. That's why all fiat currencies around the world eventually collapses and goes to zero. That's based on history. There hasn't been one fiat currency in the course of human history that have survived. They all eventually go to zero, and then you start over with a new one. That's just how it goes. That's human greed, right? That's why we created Bitcoin, because there's a scarcity factor and can't be controlled by any government or even any human for that matter. You take the greed part out of it, and it's just pure. That's why Bitcoin continues to go up. And now you have guys like BlackRock and Michael Saylor and other believers that are just taking up such a large amount of supply. So that's why it continues to go up, and that's why you need to grab some for yourself. And my whole point is these ETFs are already taken in 12% of the supply. 12% within 9 months. 10 months now. 10 months have taken 12%. They have enormous amount of money. Enormous. Way more than most people realize. And if you let them take all of it, eventually Bitcoin is going to reach millions. People laugh at that. Just like 8 years ago, when Trump became president, people were probably laughing at 100,000 Bitcoin. You know, at that point, people were. When Bitcoin was below $1,000, when he got elected and it was $680, and if I was streaming then, which I wasn't, if I was talking about $100,000 Bitcoin, people would be laughing. Is 100,000 Bitcoin that outrageous now? No. Once we get to 300, 500,000 Bitcoin, and I'm talking about a few million Bitcoin, it's not going to be that outrageous anymore. Right now, maybe some of you guys still think that's ridiculous. Wait another 5 years. Then when we're in the millions, it's not going to be that ridiculous anymore, right? But it's going to be like that when you have so much being removed from circulation. Every single time it happens. And you know what? It's going to be too late when people wait too long. Don't wait. I've met people that have said the same thing. Oh, I could have bought Bitcoin at $100. Oh, I could have bought it at $10. I could have bought it at $1,000. It's going to be the same story forever. When Bitcoin's like $3 million, you go meet people like, oh, I got to buy at $10,000. I could have bought it at $20,000. It's going to be the same forever. It's never going to stop. Anyways, continue forward. Metaplanet gains first index listing because they have gained nearly 840% simply just by following what MicroStrategy has done. Look at this. We're at like 70,000. This is looking good. And again, it boggles my mind why others are not doing the same thing. Coinbase could be doing the same thing. Microsoft could be doing the same thing. I mean, every public trade company could just declare they're going to put a small amount of their cash into Bitcoin. At this point in time, it's not taboo to say you're doing so. It's not a negative thing. Wall Street loves it. Not sure why every public trade company is not doing it. If I had a public trade company, I would have done it a year ago. Obviously, MicroStrategy is proving it works. Metaplanet from Japan is proving it works. Why in hell is no one else doing it? I don't understand. Just do it. Just say, even if you don't believe in Bitcoin at all and you still think it's a scam, go put some money into it and publicly declare it. It will cause your stock to go up. I just don't understand it. Yeah. Still doesn't make sense. Anyways, Mt. Gox trying to cause more FUD. I just wish they finally just get rid of it all. They've been causing FUD for 10 years now, and they're still causing FUD now. They just moved $2.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's all they have left. No, they have... No, I think that's all they have left, yes. They gave out a lot of it. They have $2.2 billion left. And it seems like they just moved... they moved it to a cold wallet. I think that's about it. That's the only thing. They moved 2.3 billion in 2 transactions. One of it goes to a cold wallet. 100 million goes somewhere else, maybe to a repayment or something. But that's it. You know, that's it. We just need them to finally just be done. We need to get past this. After 10 years is long enough. Just freaking give everything they need to give out, and we need to be done with this. No more FUD. No more Mt. Gox FUD. We need to be done with them forever. And we're still going up. Wouldn't it be funny during the stream we just go up to like 74,000 and break into a new high? Then I'll go outside and go grab my Blue Label. Yeah, that's not what happened. Or maybe it will. I don't know. Anyways, what else is there? Okay, so speaking of election day, you know, here, Crypto Rover breaks it down for us. Every single time on election day or prior to election, you have a trap, you have a little volatility trying to scare people out. And then, you know, what happens? You know, Bitcoin just pumps up to the moon, right? It happens every single time. Every single time this happens, and that's why you stay in the game. That's why you don't ever fall for the FUD. You never ever panic sell, because it doesn't lead to good things. Panic selling never ever leads to good things. It only leads to regret. And I'm going to pull this up again, because again, this is one of those things that I've never realized before, but I think it's important. And I've said this twice. I'm going to say it again, because a lot of people, I don't think they compute, they haven't realized what this means, or they haven't heard it yet, because not everyone watches every single stream. But the last 3 times we had elections, we have formed these bottoms, and they have never been broken afterwards. So whatever the price of Bitcoin is today, and we're looking like we're going to close at 70,000 plus, will be a price that we will never go below again. Okay? So think about that. The last time we had election, last time Biden became president, Bitcoin was at $13,000. And even at our low point of this cycle, we did not go below $13,000. The last time before that, Trump became president, the bottom did not breach $683. That was when Trump became president. And the time before that, when Obama became president, Bitcoin is $10, and the bottom of that cycle, we never breached $10. Okay, so point is, whoever becomes president today, whatever Bitcoin closes at, $70,000, $71,000, $73,000, whatever it may be, whoever becomes, whatever the top is, and we go down, right? We may hit 300,000, 200,000, whatever the top is of this cycle. And then we go back down to a low point. And then we start all over. And then we go through another 4 years, whatever that is. Based on history, we will never go below the 70,000. This will be the lowest point from here on out. We will never breach today's price ever again. That's what this is showing. After today, going forward, we will never breach today's price again. Let's see if it's true. According to this, according to history, that's what this is signaling. We have never breached below election day price ever in Bitcoin's history. So that's pretty powerful. That's pretty powerful. Let's see. Let's see if it holds true. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy if you think about it. That is absolutely insane. All right. As for November, I don't know what you call November. Pumpvember? Is that what you call it? Or Moonvember? In 2020, we went up 43%. In 2016, we went up 6%. On average, we go up 43%, but that can't be true because, well, that can't hold because in 2013, we went up 450%. That skewed things. So we're not going up 43% on average anymore. But you know what? We're building off of September. We went up 7% in September. We went up 11% in October. If we get another double digit, hopefully we get a pretty good one. If we get like 15, 18, 20 something percent this November on top of the September, October gains, that's pretty darn good. And then we just need another one December. We will be above $100,000 by the end of this year. We'll see. We will see. And then here's something else that's showing the last 3 halving events. And guess what? When did the rally start? Well, right around October, November timeframe. Every single time. Every single time it happens right around the same time. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. All right. Now, outside of Bitcoin, there is one other crypto that is gaining. And you could consider it, I guess, it's labeled the Trump trade. But it really has nothing to do with Trump, but it does. And that is Doge. I don't know if you guys have noticed, Doge has been doing really, really well right now. And it doesn't have to do with Trump, but it does. It's because of Elon's connection to Trump. He is backing Trump like crazy, almost too much so. I think it's like way too much. But you know that Elon has been backing Doge ever since 2021. He's the reason that Doge came back to life. Doge was dead for a long, long, long time, since 2013 all the way to I think Doge was out since 2013 or 2014. It was dead for like, I don't know, 8 years, 7 years, completely dead, until Elon picked up on it, started tweeting out a lot of Doge memes, and came back to life in 2021 and pumped up to 70 cents and topped out when he went on SNL, when a lot of people thought he would make some Doge references, and he didn't, and then it crashed back down. Okay. And, Doge, in case you guys didn't know, Dogecoin was created by 2 guys, Billy Marcus and some other guy. They created as a joke. They actually didn't like Dogecoin at all. They created as a joke to just basically make fun of all these altcoins. They sold all of theirs, so they're actually dead broke. They gained nothing. Had they held on to their Doge, they would be multi-billionaires, but they sold it all because it was a whole joke. And one of them wants nothing to do with crypto, and he left completely and works for Adobe. And another one came back. He's like the head of the Doge community, but again, he doesn't hold any coins, or maybe he holds some, or whatever. Anyways, and the reason why Doge is doing so well, because Elon is still like leading the cheerleading the way, and there's a new division, Department of Government Efficiency, that supposedly Elon will take over if Trump wins, right? I don't know what, if that's real or it's a joke, probably like a joke. But Doge has been, on fire recently. It's nowhere near 70 cents, but it is at 17 cents right now. It's up 14% right today, and up 64% in the last 60 days. So Doge has been doing really well. And it has brought up Shiba too. Shiba's up 8%. Not as well as Doge, but that's the Elon effect, I guess. And if you're charting Doge, which I don't recommend, but it's about to do a golden cross on the weekly scale. And the last time it did a golden cross was in 2021, when it shot up to the moon to 70 cents from, like sub pennies, and it went up to 70 cents. That was a crazy pump. And if you want to correlate it to elections, that's what happened in 2016 and what happened in 2021. And if the same thing happens in 2024, this is projecting Doge will go up to $27. If Doge goes to $27, If Doge goes to $27, I will nominate myself to be president in 2028. All right. That is it. We're back up to 70,000, guys. Overall, today is a pretty green day. Even though it's pretty green day, you know, the alts have been still pretty weak. Bitcoin dominance is still quite high. You know, still Bitcoin. You know, I haven't done a lot of TA recently. I did do a little TA yesterday, which is a little encouraging. On a daily scale, you could see how the RSI is slowly building. And that looks pretty promising. It's like on a channel. The RSI is building in a channel. Stochastic bottomed out. You could also see how Bitcoin is definitely going in an uptrend now. So, you know, it's looking pretty good. I'd say we're looking pretty good. Outside of a giant cup and handle, Bitcoin is definitely looking pretty good. All right, let's do some Q&A. Ooh, Tesla up almost 4% today. That's pretty darn good. Up to 250 again. Nvidia. I need Nvidia to pump. All right, looking through the comments. Doge $27. That would be absolutely crazy. I am not vegan, Ghost. That's a ridiculous question. Jasneil, highest price for sold this cycle, $2,000. When do you expect alts to start pumping? When Bitcoin's above 100,000, I would say alts start pumping. I would say like the retail investors need something to cheer for, right? Like they need something. And I think when Bitcoin is 100,000, they get really excited. They'll come back in. But altcoin season will truly start next year. But mini altcoin season could definitely start right around then. Any plans to bring IFC Colorado? Maybe in February, but I doubt it. February is either going to be Hong Kong or ETH Denver, but probably most likely it's going to be Hong Kong for a consensus. Donovan. I'll take you up on that, man. I'll take you up on that. Man, Doge is hitting their recent high of 18 cents, which they just touched upon. If they could break through that, that's pretty darn bullish. They touched upon that right here, October 29th. They were not able to breach that, but if they are able to, that would be pretty bullish. Space Mushroom Fuzz, you're not blocked. I could see you. If you are blocked, I wouldn't be able to see you. Today, what else is pumping? FET is pumping. What line do I have drawn there? Yeah, actually broke down. Now it has to break above here. Ooh, big super chat, NMCT. I sold 10K Bitcoin, opened a 2x, 50x long. Thanks for all of you done in the past years. Now I'm a 3-coiner. Ooh, 50x long, man. That's risky. Even though 68, 67, 8, that was a good timing. That was a good call, but still, man. That's risky. 50x is just too much. Too much. Especially with the recent volatility. I think you lucked out on it, but congrats that you made that back. Anything like 50, 100x is too risky. Too risky. That 67.8 could have easily dipped down to like 65 or 64, and you would have just lost that 2K instantly. You know, those scam wicks, man, they happen all the time, and it's just for those reasons, you know? Like, sometimes you think it just can't possibly go down more, and it just wicks down more. Like, it happens all the time. So just be careful on those. You just think it can't possibly go down more, and it does. It does. So be careful on those like 50x, 100x, those big leverage. Even on smaller amounts, sometimes you get wrecked really fast. But congrats. Yeah, I know you clear. I know you close. I think other people didn't pick up on that. It's just a risky trade. It's a gamble. Sometimes you do it. Sometimes you win. But sometimes, yeah, it just goes wrong. Horribly wrong. What else is doing well? WIF is doing well, although I don't trust WIF at all these days. WIF has been really, really weak. I mean, look at it. It's just like not doing anything. Pepe also not doing anything. Like it just, you know, like these memes just have not been gaining at all. Even compared to October. Like look at October highs and now. It's like memes are just getting weaker and weaker right now. Except Doge. Doge is way higher than October. And it's higher, it's about May. And it's closing in on March. Doge is actually gaining a lot of strength right now. Do you think we'll break VET all-time high from last cycle? I'm not so sure. I'm just kind of neutral on VET. I'm not bullish on their direction right now. I need to see more. Do you think Sui can continue to be a top performer? Yeah, I think they have done pretty darn well. They've formed an all-time high, and their numbers look great from a TVL perspective, from onboarding, their volume, everything is looking pretty good. I did think that they would take a breather. This went too high too fast. Seems like they consolidated here a little bit, and now they're recovering back up. So they're doing quite well. They do have large unlocks or unlocking already happening, so that may have an effect on them. I mean, in fact, if you look at it, they have like a huge unlock. So their supply is going to increase a lot. Like, that's where they are right now. And, it's going to unlock. But the thing is, that is over the course of the next, like, 30, 40 years, right? So by the end of this cycle, it's only going to be like end of 2025. And in 2025, it's going to be like somewhere around here. So it's not going to unlock too badly. But, if this project is still around in the next 30, 40 years, it's going to inflate dramatically. Man, that's a crazy unlock schedule for the next 30 years, 40 years. This is the first unlock schedule that goes out like 40 years. I haven't seen one that goes out this much. 40 years? The unlock schedule goes out to 2069. It goes out for 45 years. I hate to say it, the founder, I'm not even sure he's going to be alive in 45 years. Wow. That's crazy. Say, you know what? I was kind of bullish on Say for a while because Cosmos chains were doing well, but I haven't heard anything about Say recently. Really, I haven't heard much about them at all. So, and Cosmos chains got really weak, really, really weak. Let's see if their TVL has been going up. Yeah, their TVL's going up. Actually, in October, September, October started going up, and then November kind of came down, but that actually looks pretty healthy. That's a healthy rise. Even though the price probably hasn't been going up, but the TVL overall is going up, so that's pretty healthy. I'd say that's looking good. A lot of chains do not look like that. They look flat or they've been going down. So Turbo Toad, I'd say they definitely have a chance. That looks pretty healthy. So I bet if I pick something else like, I don't know, pick Cardano. Let's see what Cardano looks like. Man, they almost have the same amount of TVL as Cardano. Let's see what Cardano's look like. See, Cardano's doesn't look that healthy, right? Cardano's in April, it was very high. July, October didn't really go up much. It's been going down since April. And overall TVL is about 200 million. See, that doesn't look as healthy as, say, which actually has been going up in the last few months, right? So, big difference there. Um, Bought more MicroStrategy at 223 yesterday. Probably a good move. MicroStrategy, I am not worried about, just like Bitcoin. If it dips, it dips. It's going to come back for sure. Same thing with Sui. Sui's TVL is looking really good. Close to $1 billion now. Yeah, look at that. October really shot up. Mohammed, I reviewed Anchor before. Not my thing. I don't like them. They're kind of an older 2021 play. Like micro lending, and then they got into RWA. I don't know if they changed since then, but not my thing. BitTensor, AI play. They look good, but they're quite high already. $3 billion. I actually don't hear much about BitTensor. Like out of all the news and stuff I cover, I never really hear anything about them. I really don't. For being a 3 billion market cap project, I really don't hear a lot about them. I don't even know how they got so big so fast. I really don't. Like this got one day, it's like all of a sudden they're just like at billion market cap. So I need to do more research. I really don't know how they got so big. Let's see their unlock schedule. Man, they also have a crazy unlock schedule all the way to 2045, a 25-year unlock schedule. Seriously, these guys think their projects go be around in 25 years. Don't they think in 25 years there'll be like better projects out there? RK, Ondo or RWA assets. I like RWA. I don't like RWA on financial products like Ondo. They'll probably do well, but it's just not my thing. Like I don't like it. I don't get excited about tokenizing treasury yields and bonds. It's just that's why I don't like it. If it's tokenizing something that's interesting, I don't know, anything other than financial instruments, I would care more about it. Clearpool, have no idea. Alien Base, a lot of people were shilling that the other day. And Aerodrome, not a fan of that. Isn't this the newest DEX on Base? 30 million market cap. I don't see the need for any. Again, I get people why people buy them because they want to make money, but I don't see the need of any DEXs on Base when you have Uniswap. Uniswap is still the biggest, has the most liquidity, still most widely used. But Aerodrome and I guess Alien Base are they exist and whatever does well. See, whenever a lot of people ask me about something, right, it's usually like right at the top. Right there. It's always right there, right? A few days ago, maybe it was like here, like at beginning, end of October, I had a lot of people in here like, go look at Alien Base, go look at it. It's probably like right around here, and then that's usually when it like tapers off. Like it's always like that. Whenever you get like a whole bunch of people coming in, asking me to look at something when it's pumping, that's usually a signal when it's going to come down every single time. It's still a small cap though. I have no doubt it could be good, but all these DEXs on base, like I still don't see the point of them. You just go use Uniswap. Like they're not revolutionary. I just don't get it. Like anyone that's used Jupiter, the reason why I like Jupiter is, first of all, it's just amazing. If you use a Jupiter, you'll know the experience of it is just amazing. It's the fastest DEX there is, and it's the best one on Solana by far. You can't say Radium is better because Radium sucks. So there's a reason for it, right? So like you use Aerodrome, it sucks. It's not better than Uniswap. So if there was a reason, like you could say, well, Uniswap sucks and Aerodrome is better. Well, that's a good reason. But Aerodrome is not better. It sucks if you use it. So, that's why I don't see a compelling reason other than you could say, well, Uniswap is so expensive already. You can make more money on Aerodrome. Okay, I get that. Or Alien Base. Okay, I get that. But like as a product, they're just not better. Thoughts on RWA BTC bonds? I don't know. I have no interest in that. Radium really sucks. It's so slow. It's like the slowest DEX on Solana by far. And I get Jupiter is an aggregator, so it does require Radium. You can't have Jupiter without Radium, but Radium itself is so slow. No, Sunday swap on ADA sucks too. Min swap is the best on ADA, and even then it's not that good. It's slow as hell. What are your thoughts at AVAX regarding November 24th? What's happening on November 24th? I may have missed something. I don't know what's November 24th. Yeah. I think that's it. Long stream once again. All right, guys, today's the day. Go on and vote if you haven't already. We will get a new president. And you know what? I know a lot of people are very passionate about one way or another. But Bitcoin is a clear winner, right? Bitcoin is going to go higher. Bitcoin is what? Bitcoin was created to be an anti-government. So regardless, Bitcoin is going to go higher because no matter what regime, what administration gets voted in, the corruption, the overspending is never, ever going to stop. That's why we have Bitcoin. That's why more and more people are turning to it. And that's why it will continue to get stronger and go higher. And that's why we're all in it. So stay strong, my friends. I'll see you guys. I don't know if I'm going to stream tonight because everyone's going to be glued to their screen to look at the poll numbers. Maybe I'll stream and we can look at the poll numbers together. Something like that. Maybe. I'm not quite sure. I'll decide. I'll decide if we should do that or not. All right. Have a good one. I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow. Usual time as usual. Usual time as always. Have a good one, guys. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.